Hello, my friends. My name is Marian, and I'm back. So it's been a while. Too long to talk about all of the changes and all of the things that have been going on since I've been gone, but we'll save that for another time. Thank you for those of you who have stuck around. Welcome to those of you who are new, and Happy New Year to everybody. So we have a lot to do. Today we are going to do my budget. We are going to discuss my wallet. Things have changed a lot with my finances and my budget, my wallet, how I'm doing things. So let's just jump right into it. This is my new planner. So let's start off with, well, the budget. My budget I do in a spreadsheet, month to month. So we're just going to do a quick breakdown of how I do my budget. I do a zero-based budget. I get paid once a month. I'm retired from the Air Force, spent 21 years in, screwed up my body. So I get paid once a month. I get paid my retirement. I also get paid a disability payment. So I have to budget for the entire month out of one paycheck. So this is what we're doing. So we've got January. We're budgeting off of what I got paid, or the amount that I got paid for December. January is a little bit different, but we're going off of what I got paid in the amounts I got paid in December. Just because it's a little bit lower, and yeah, so $24.71 was my retirement pay, $22.41 was my disability pay, for a total of $47.12. All right, so my mortgage is $10.93. My internet is $101. I have a new family investment with my brother, which is $600. That's the biggest difference that I have this year. My gas last year for January was $117. My OA maintenance is kind of like a timeshare kind of thing. That's going to be ending hopefully this year. That's $55. My loan, this is what I did for consolidating all of my debts. That's at $22,767. That started out at close to $25,000, so that has been paid down quite a bit. So that's at $324 is monthly payment. My funeral planning, that's at $100. So that I have stopped because I have enough in there to pay for my funeral. So I stopped that payment, but it could take a month or two for that payment to finally stop. So I'm still budgeting for that just in case that payment comes out this month. My electric was $131 for January last year. So that's what we're going to budget for this month. ID Alert is $7. My auto insurance is $215. My Netflix is $23. Well, 22 and change. My YouTube is 14 and change, so we're going to round that up to 15. My cell phones are $131 because I'm paying for family. So I already did the math, and so that's going to be $29.12. All right, so far my income is $47.12. My expenses are $29.12. All right, so these are my quarterly bills. This is what I pay every quarter. So I set aside $25 a month for my water bill. I set aside $40 a month for my trash bill, which is for January, I do more for my trash. And then pest control, I set aside $65 a month for that, for a total of $130. So my quarterly expenses, $130. So after, see, for my income minus my expenses minus my quarterly, I have $1,670 left over. So I've already done the math for my wallet. So for my groceries, I'm going to have $390 a month for my groceries, $240 a month for my fuel, $240 for dining out. I'm going to do $150 for personal expenses, $55 for Henry, my cat, and then $80 for my nails, which is $1,155. So we'll put that $1,155 down here. And then for my emergency funds, I put down $500. That's also kind of like a little cushion that I've got. Hopefully I've got that $500 left over at the end of the month so that I can roll that right over into my emergency funds. If I don't have it, then, you know, something came up over the month, but hopefully I've got it. I budget for it just in case. And then after all said and done, I have that $1,670 as a remaining. I subtract the wallet and the savings, that emergency fund, and then I should have $15 left over when all is said and done. Okay, that's how I figure out. I take that remaining funds and then I can figure out how much I should have for my wallet, my emergency funds, and then $15 remaining. But yeah, it's kind of that same thing as done here on this side, but usually I would do this in pencil. That way I can kind of play around with the numbers. So that's how I do that. Okay, so let's talk about my wallet. This is what I had left over for my December wallet. So this is how I would come up with what I'm going to have left over for my games and my sinking funds. Since I don't have that $600 left over, that's what I would normally have for my games, my sinking fund. That $600 is now going over to a family investment that my brother and I have set up. So for my wallet, I am now doing, instead of, most people get paid every 2 weeks, because I get paid once a month. It is very difficult because I don't get paid every other Friday. I get paid whenever the first is. That first can be a Wednesday, it can be a Thursday, a Tuesday. So for me, trying to track my wallet on a Sunday and trying to stuff my wallet every Saturday or every Sunday or every Monday is very difficult to track, especially when you're getting paid on the first. So I decided to change it and do a 10-day wallet, a 10-day tracking system. So I do 1st through the 10th, and then the 11th through the 20th, and then the 21st through the end of the month, whether it's the 28th or the 30th or 31st. It's just so much easier for me to do. So that's what I'm doing. So the 1st through the 10th, I have my groceries. So I started off with, in my groceries, $130. I overspent, and I overspent by $24. So because I made up for it in the next month, I don't have to mess with that. So I'll show you in just a minute. So for fuel, I started out with 80 and actually put that into my tank, so I didn't have anything left over. For dining out, started with 80 and I spent it. For personal, 50, and I actually had, I spent it, but I got 16 back because we went out with Julie, and then she wound up giving me, reimbursed me the $16 back that the event cost. So Cats, I started with $55, and then I spent $33, and then I ended up with $22. And then nails, I started with $80, and then I ended up with $52. All right, the 11th through the 20th, I started off with $106 for groceries, and I did not spend any groceries because I had a big grocery haul for that. For fuel, started off with $80 and ended with $20. For dining out, started with $80, and we had a big celebration that month, and I ended up with $9. Personal, started with $50 and ended up with $50. And then cats, I started with $22 and ended with $0. And then my nails, started with $52, ended with $0. And then groceries, started with $130, ended with $31. And then fuel, started with $80, ended with $60. Dining out, started with $80, ended with $49. Personal, started with $50, ended with $0. Cats and nails both ended with $0. And I already did the math on all of this stuff. So let's see. I got my little cheat sheet off the off on this side. So I ended up with $137 in savings on groceries, $80 in savings for fuel, $58 in savings on dining out, $66 in savings in my personal, and then I didn't save anything with my cats or with my nails, and it came up with a total of $341 in savings on my wallet. So this is another way to track my savings as well if I wanted to do it by the week with my starting and my ending. So yeah, so my total budget, so if I did it by the week, so I started off the week where week 1 started with a $475. It was the big one because it was a full amount for the cats and nails. The cats and nails, they don't get replenished every week. It's just the entire month. I have $55 for the whole month for the cats, and then I do the whole month for the nails is $80. I only have Henry now. George passed away last year in 2024. And then the second set of 10 days I had $390, and then the third set I had $340. And then by the end of it, the first set I had $16 left over. I had $185 left over in the second set, and I had $140 left over in the third set, for a total of $341. Okay. And then I had a total budget of $1,205. I had an extra $50 that I had from November that was left in the checking account that I had forgot to transfer over. I had spent a total of $864 last month in my wallet, for a total of savings of $341. So it's just 3 different ways of showing my savings and my expenses. Okay. So just one way of showing how I track it. So this is my new set of trackers. So we are going to do January. So let's go ahead and stuff my wallet. All right, so groceries. We are going to start with $130 for my groceries. So we have 120 and 30. Fuel is going to get 80. Dining out is also going to get 80. So we got 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80. Personnel is going to get 50. Cats will be getting 55. And my nails will be getting the 80 bucks. And I have an appointment tomorrow at my nail tech. My Hannah is going to be very upset with me because I blew up my printer again and I have black all over my hands. So I'm going to soak my hands again. I did that last time, the day before my nail appointment, and she couldn't get all the black out from underneath my nails, and so I did it again. So, she's gonna be so mad at me. Okay, so that is gonna do it. I think that's all I have for you today. You know what? I think we might have some time. We're gonna go ahead and see how much change we were able to save up from December. So give me just a second. We're gonna clear the board here. Okay, so we have $7.67 in change. So we are going to color in. Move that off to the side. We are going to color in our 480 and our 287. And we are just going to put that down for our 1231.24. Whoops, sorry. So now we have $128.46. Okay, I think that's all we've got for today. Thank you so much for joining me and coming back to MLosh Budgets and Designs. And I hope to see you again. We will be coming back, gosh, what is it, 6th January, midway for our emergency funds coloring. We have $46 from last month to add to our emergency funds. We had a big chunk come out because I had to buy a winch mount for my truck. And so that's going to be installed here next weekend. So 6th January is going to be emergency funds, and then after that, on the 11th of January, we'll be doing another wallet stuffing. 15th of January, we're going to be playing some games, And then we'll share some more scheduling after that. So, yeah, please come back, and we'll share some updates later on. And that's it. Thanks. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Happy New Year.